Alrighty, guys, what is up, guys? Welcome, Infinity Swappers, to our show. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm Victor ICP Squad with Infinity Swappers. So I want to welcome everybody. I see a lot of people in the chat joining us. I dropped in a little early, but everyone who's joining us, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. If you're here, you're getting the alpha. So thank you for joining us. One thing really quick. If you're watching us, click that like button, click that subscribe button, follow all the links. Today, we have a very special guest. Also, click that notification bell. We have a very special guest today, Barry Hype from Canistore. Happy birthday, Barry Hype. I think his birthday was a couple of days ago, so let's get that out the way. And there are some new exciting projects coming with the CaniStore, CaniPlay, and stuff like that. So to introduce him, Barry has been involved in the music scene and is incorporating a way to put music into the Web3 world using ICP technology. So without saying anything more, Barry, can you introduce yourself to us and let us know a little bit about your project?
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having me as well also. Totally big up InfinitySwap and the whole team over there. As you might have heard, we've got a new and exciting partnership. So, we're celebrating that at the moment. As I was introduced, my name is Barry Paisley. I'm the CEO, founder of CaniStore. And at the moment, we are building out the music industry with a Web3 twist. So as mentioned, I'm from the music industry myself. I've been in the music industry for about 21 years now, going on 22. I started off as a musician myself, went on to become a songwriter and a producer. I opened up 3 studios across the 20 years. So I've worn many hats within the music industry, and I'm using Web3 technology to solve a lot of the issues that I personally went through.
All right, that sounds good. That's the first time I hear you say it out loud. I thought it was CaniStore this whole time, but CaniStore. That makes a lot of sense because I've heard you talk about storage and storage on Web3 and it being secure. So I think I finally get the whole title.
It's something that even we say different versions of CaniStore. So it's really both of them. The brand is CaniStore, but what we do is storage. So we say CaniStore as well as CaniPlay. We have Can I Talk, which is the podcast. So yes, literally a branding thing at the moment.
Good, awesome. I always thought it was just only a play on word on canister from a canister, but that makes a lot of sense. That's really ingenious. So we have a couple questions. So everybody, if you're watching this, make sure to write your questions down. I'll be looking on my phone. I have your live chats right here on my phone. I might also place them on the screen. But let's begin with some of the questions that we had. Barry, what is the grand idea that made you start CaniStore or CaniStore?
Well, I was introduced to the blockchain by a good friend of mine, Greg. He actually invited me to the DeFinity's Tungsten event, June 2020, 30th of June. And that's the first time I heard about, canister technology. That's the first time I actually heard about Web3 in that sense. I wasn't around during the Ethereum days, during the creation of Bitcoin. I actually came into this ecosystem, into the blockchain space via ICP. So this was the first time I heard about DAOs. This was the first time I heard about storage 100% on chain. And straight away, my mind started clicking, ringing, alarm bells were going, and I knew that I could use this technology to solve a lot of the issues that we've been through within the music industry. And the first one was proof of ownership, because we've been in many situations where we have difficulty proving our ownership. And that starts with storage. A lot of the times we're storing our music on mobile phones, hard drives, centralized clouds, and we're losing our data. Now we can store it 100% on chain in a canister, and we can license that and allow creators to prove ownership on demand anytime.
That's really fantastic. That's that's what Web3 is all about. So I know, and which I don't fully understand the process, but I know in the regular Web2 world, you have things like copyright, and you have to get a copyright, you have to register it. There's all these things and record labels and stuff. To see something that's online, it's a little bit more practical and really secure. I think that's really fantastic. So what do you think about the plans to set up in the Dfinity office in Switzerland? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely. So when I attended an event in Zurich, it was an event that Dfinity were holding at the HQ. When I entered the building, I felt at home. I was like, yeah, this is a place that I want to spend time. And the 3 days that I was there, I made sure that I turned up, had lunch in the cafeteria, etc. And ended up speaking to a lot of the staff and a lot of the team down at Definity, including Dominic Williams himself. And that was the first discussion regarding having an office space down in the HQ, which was offered by Dom himself. So that I was really blown away about that, and it totally made sense. Further to that, we've actually realized that there are actually quite a lot of benefits that we will have being based in Zurich. So from a technological point of view, from a sense of compliance and loads of legal stuff, it also is actually advantageous that we're actually in Zurich.
That's awesome. I had a similar conversation with Andrew from Dfinity about that, and I think that's really great. I also heard the weather is great, and it's just a beautiful place. So, so that's wonderful to be there. I'm glad to see all these projects working together, literally working together. So that's fantastic news. All right. So, so what was it like meeting Dom and the team? So, what was that experience like, and did that kind of motivate you to grow and expand more? Tell us about that.
Yeah, do you know what? I've met Dom now a couple of times. The first time was online during the demo day event. So September 2020, we were chosen as one of the 10 projects that would be on Spotlight. This was 2020, obviously before mainnet, before Genesis, where we just had concepts. So we had to pitch our concepts to Dom and get his advice, and his feedback, basically. And that was the first sort of one-on-one time where we was able to communicate, and he was able to, give us some tips on, how to build Store, because they were building Definity literally at the same time. And first thing that he said to me was, yeah, we're going to need tons of storage, and this is what the canister technology does. So that was amazing. We were very green at the time, so that was a great experience for us as well, to have that sort of pressure, which was amazing. The second time was in Zurich, at the Definity HQ. That's where I met quite a lot of the team. Amazing guys, amazing technology that they're building. They've got amazing ideas. So we had quite a few conversations, throwing ideas back and forth. And we also met in London as well. Met even then a few more of the guys. So over the last 2 to 3 years, I've met quite a lot of the Definity staff. They've all been amazing to us. Always available as well to give feedback, and I reach out, and they're more than willing to give me advice when I need it.
That's awesome. That's fantastic self-support from the main guys, and also to have started this that long ago. That's some really good stuff. The next question, and the whole point of this video, can you tell us about, and let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, CaniPlay? Can you tell us about that? What is a product
Sure.
launch? What's going on? Give us the deets, the alpha. Let our community know.
Sure. So CaniPlay, how did it come about? So initially, in my head, I have a whole ecosystem of functions, right? From CaniStore, that solves the licensing and storage, which is also a social media platform. CaniPlay, which is for the listeners, it's a broadcast station, which is there to level the playing field regarding broadcasting. It's literally a generated playlist, user generated playlist, picked by the people. You're able to send your music from CaniStore to CaniPlay, which ends up in a playlist, which the community then can vote on what is played. At the moment in traditional radio, unfortunately, we are stuck with the playlist, the A lists, the B lists. These are all corporate, it's all financial based. It's not what the people actually want to hear. And the main reason as well why we're releasing CaniPlay so early is because CaniStore is literally for creators, essentially, right? So you're not going to have, the usual person licensing music. So we said, okay, what about the listeners? What about the fans? How can we get them to engage earlier before we build out the social side of CaniStore? So we said, all right, let's build CaniPlay. So that's something for the average person, the non-creative, to get involved, vote on what they want to listen to, and it's a chance to get involved from early. So that's the reason why we're bringing it so early, and we're releasing both MVPs at the same time. So one for creators and one for the listener and the fans.
Well, I think that's super great. I don't think I've ever, in my whole history in crypto or just in tech in general, heard about music streaming on Web3. Right? That's crazy, and kind of the users get to pick what they want. So that's super cool. I see a lot of questions rolling in. So let's go ahead and take one question from the audience real quick. Let's see. We have a question from Damtex, and his question is: if someone is a creator, either music, any type of contact, I think he meant content, what will be the first step to take to get in touch in the process of getting their product on chain or distribute on chain? So what is that first step for a creator?
Right, that would be to download the CaniStore app, which is out pretty soon. So, follow us, join the CaniStore Discord community to find out when that is coming out. You can also sign up on canistore.io for early access. So what we've done is simplify the process, right? So via a mobile phone, the smartphone, you upload an MP3 or WAV or an image, and via the app, we will upload that 100% on chain. We do all the conversions for you. We also have a legal document there, which is your license. We allow you to personalize that license and then connect it to your content. It's as easy as that. You'll be literally on chain within 30 seconds. Once you're on chain, we're then working on the functions that will allow you to market and distribute that content all on chain. So it's as easy as that. The issue that I had coming into the Web3 space was that it's all too complicated. Nobody wants to have to download free wallets just to interact, having to tell people download a Coinbase or Binance to get tokens, then download a Plug or Stoic wallet, send them tokens over to your Plug or Stoic wallet, then connect that Plug or Stoic to the website to then interact. The average person doesn't want to have to do that, and it's very off-putting, and it will put a stop to that mass integration. So using our app, it's as simply as downloading it, creating an account, and upload.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think even on Web 2.0, there's already websites, and a lot of people, they just don't want to deal with all that, especially if you have to download this and then download that, and then nobody should have to jump through hoops in order to get a service, right? We don't jump through hoops to open Twitter. I click on Twitter, it's open. I don't jump through hoops to open any of the top apps. So I'm glad that Web3 with ICP is also becoming like that. No jumping through hoops, just click and play. I think that's fantastic and wonderful. Thank you for the question, Damtex. Let's go over to a couple of more of the interview questions. So on the NFT collections, and I know I've heard about these NFT collections and even from before. So for Club Canny, what can holders expect from these NFTs? And then also tell us about the recent takeover of DeFinity Space Academy and what that could mean for Canister holders. I think those is one of my wallpapers on my computer. So let us know about that and what that means. What can holders expect? Let us know about the NFT.
Sure. So we've had quite a few NFTs out. We initially released a collection called Club 888. So that was 8 musicians from around the world, right, that we collaborate and release an NFT with. And the process was to actually show creators that you could actually raise funds on chain that can support you in real life, in culture. We do not have to give up our ownership, right, to raise funds, because this is what a lot of artists are doing. They're giving up ownership just to have enough funds to release their music. So we're saying, have a look at the NFT game. If you offer your fans utility, they will fund you, they will support you. And, you know, it gives them an opportunity to own the asset and feel involved. So out of the Club 888 collection, we're on the 3rd release now. The first release was with a producer called P2J. He's one of the hottest Afrobeat producers in the world. He's produced most of Wizkid's album, you know, Burna Boy's, most of the giants in the world, including Beyonce. Our second drop was actually a classic, which was Baddest Roughest by Backyard Dog. That was a hit in 2002. That was actually the theme song of World Cup 2002 as well. And over here in the UK, it was literally the song of the summer. And it's been in quite a lot of movies like Bend It Like Beckham and Ali G in the House. So it's had quite a lot of licensed jobs around that.
I love that movie. By the way, I just wanted to interrupt. Say that was one of my favorite funny movies. So continue.
So that was the second drop, and now we're just about to release the 3rd drop, which we are going to announce who the artist is. It's an artist that has had quite an impact, you know, in the R&B scene. So we'll be releasing that information in the next couple of weeks. And you mentioned also the CaniClub NFT. So basically what that is it's a way to get tokens, get the Cani token for the average person. So as you may know, it's difficult for individuals to get involved in investment rounds, to get a hold of tokens early. So one of the utilities is that our NFT comes with tokens. The real world utility is that this membership gives you access to our physical locations. So across this year and next year, we'll be setting up physical locations that include a Web3 bar. It includes music venues, coffee shops, etc. And with your Cani card, Cani membership, for the club, it will give you access. For like the coffee shops, etc., that will give you discounts. So we're really, really big on real world utility. So being a member of that Cani club, you'll have all the benefits of our physical spaces, as well as tokens to spend in them physical spaces. So these tokens, will be accepting them, you know, in these physical locations where you can buy a coffee using your Cani tokens, for example. You know, you get access tickets, etc. So it's really an amazing membership, and we're actually sold out right now. So you'd have to grab that on the secondary market. The last question that you asked was very interesting as well. So we acquired DSA, which was previously Dfinity Space Apes. We've got some ideas to sort of broaden that brand, make it not just about apes. So we rebranded it and titled it Dfinity Space Academy, right? So we'll be introducing other species, you know. Think when you think about Dfinity Space Academy, think like Star Trek Enterprise, where it's a, how can I put it? It's a union between different species that protect the universe. So we've got a game coming we're actually in talks with In Dark Studios. They've offered to create the game for us, so we're actually hashing out what's going to happen in the game, you know, what the actual games are going to be within the game. So it's exciting times for the DSA community for sure. And no doubt about it, you'll be able to use the CanI token within the DSA game as well. So it's going to be beneficial for everybody.
I think that's fantastic. Web3 combining with Web2 in like the real world with Web3, that's the whole holy grail, right? You can own things on the internet, and by owning things on the internet, you own things in the real world. I think that's the whole point of Web3. So that's truly fantastic. I'm also excited about that DFINITY Space Apes, or now with its new name. I remember, I think recently I saw the logo and it looked like the NASA logo. So I was like, oh, that's cool. What is this? And I realized it was DFINITY Space Apes rebranded. So I think that's also pretty cool. Sometimes we just like apes, right? So I think that's some fantastic stuff. So now I'm going to ask you some questions from Twitter that I had selected as the best questions. Let me see if I didn't lose them. I had some good ones. Give me about 3 seconds. All right, good. We have a question from Kogo. MFer loves rugs. And his question is, have you onboarded many artists? Can you let the community know who they are? So I know you talked about that UK hit song and all those, but have you onboarded any other artists or anything like that you can at the moment let us know about?
Well, regarding large artists, we are actually going to start making some announcements pretty soon. The amazing thing about the team is that we're all from the music industry. So, you know, myself, I've got so many connections to so many artists that are established and up and coming, as well as other members of our team as well. At the moment, we have around 2,000 artist signups via the website. All right. We have quite a lot of our contacts as well. They're waiting for the actual app to be ready. So what I don't want to do is mention anything before it's time. So I would say stay tuned and wait for the announcements.
All right, that's great. That's really great. So over 2,000 artists. I can't even imagine. And something that I do want people to keep in mind also is that although Canistore did get some big artists and they did get some of that big content with Web3, I think it's also about the people. So if we get just normal people like normal people that don't have those big record deals, and then we get those people into the hands or ears of listeners, I think that's the whole point, right? Just normal people, no more need for big record labels. Instant, right? Instant copyright or licensing, I think would be the correct word. Instantly being on the blockchain in about 30 seconds. I think that's what it's about. As a matter of fact, not long ago, I think like 2 months ago, I posted on my Twitter half as a joke, and I said, if I get 100 likes, I'm gonna make a rap song about ICP. And I didn't think I was gonna get 100 likes, and I got like 150 likes or something. I was like, oh gosh. And I mean, I have a condenser mic, and I mean, low key, I'm a little good at rapping, so you guys might see me drop the first ICP YouTuber or something like that rap song. So I would love to have that uploaded on CanI Store and the whole ecosystem. So if I ever do make that, which I will, because I said I will upload it there, and you guys I can be one of the artists that signed up too. So that's what I like to see.
But you made a good point just a minute ago regarding who we are attracting onto the app. And you're very right. It is the up and coming creator first. It's the community, it's the music community first. We're here to solve problems, right? If we were here to just make, you know, a music app, then we would have created a streaming platform. You know, that's the first go-to what everybody wants to make, right? But we are creators ourselves. We have a team of people who are creators, you know, people who have released music, people who have been up for Grammys, people that have been through real issues, real contract problems, good contracts, bad contracts. Licensing is a major issue, right? Storage is a major issue. So this is what we're solving. We hope that the youth right now that are in the studio are the ones using CaniStore. We also hope that established artists will be using the platform too. Quite a few established artists are waiting for CaniStore to be ready. But it is for that young up and coming singer, rapper, creator that, you know, is going and is starting their journey and is thinking in their mind that they have to sell their ownership. They have to get signed. You know, they have to give away their publishing in order to just be involved in the music game. And we're saying, wait, stop. Your art, what you've created, is your intellectual property, right? It's your copyrights that you can actually monetize. But the issue that we're having is that there's so much gatekeepers, you know, that are within the music industry. Like, one of the major reasons why we're doing licensing is because that's how you control the usage within the music and entertainment industry. If a film wants to use your song, they would have to license it. But right now, what's going to happen is that they're going to go to a gatekeeper, a middleman, a publishing house, a sync licensing pool to get your music. And once they've done that, that middleman or middle company, middle person, ends up with half or most of the fee that the creator should have got. So with this platform, with CaniStore and the Cani ecosystem, it allows this generation to come into, you know, this Web3 space, protect, store your music, then protect it legally, then have a platform that other entities and other individuals can come and license your copyright from you, you know. And I believe that there's too many middle entities in the middle of the mix, which just makes things difficult, and it lengthens the distance between the creator and the consumer. And this is what CaniStore was about. Earlier on, you asked me, why am I on ICP? Why did I choose ICP? It's because when Dom and the team were speaking about the Web3 ICP technology, it was all about leveling the playing field. It was all about getting away from these unnecessary APIs and unnecessary middle entities, you know, the AWSs, the Googles, the Facebooks, etc., that, you know, are in the middle and that dictate everything. So having that attitude and bringing that attitude to the music industry, we solve them issues by removing, you know, the middle entities and allowing creators to be direct to consumer. And that's what it's about for me.
Yeah, I think that's really great. And I think that, like, not only is that a good idea, I think that's the whole point of Web3, right? These people, for those of you that know, there's these large conglomerates, music conglomerates that control the music industry. And many of the top artists that you see, they basically have to sign up to these record labels, or else they don't get on those. Just like you said, corporate control of radios. They don't get on the radio, right? If they don't sign with these people, they don't get on the radio. You have the occasional YouTube star or something like that that rises and becomes famous, but then they basically have to sign. And in the music videos, we see all these artists and they're rocking, you know, their chains or whatever, especially in hip hop, or the Ferraris and everything. But if you think about it, the record labels are making most of the money, right? The people who don't make the music are keeping most of the money from music. So that whole idea of removing the middleman and giving the internet back to the people, I think that's what Web3 is all about. Another Victor copyrighted term, bringing the internet back to the people. And I think that's what CaniStore is doing, and I think that's what Web3 and ICP are doing. So I really really like that concept, which brings me to my other Twitter question. This one is by user Jotsi 854, and his question is: can you tell us your particular road system for Web3 that you are looking to implement, and how exactly it will benefit the creators a little bit more detail? So I think his question is, how will Web3 benefit the creators a little bit more? I think you somewhat answered it, but can you give us a little bit more detail for Jotsky 854?
Sure. So it's going to benefit creators on every single level. So let's talk about creation, right? Web3 has an amazing community, right? We're going to start having Web3 apps like Canastore, where you have community, you have a community of creators where you can collaborate, right? That's the first step. Now, once you have collaborated, you're going to create, right? Once you've created, you have to store that content. And that's an issue I spoke about before, is that we're creating music within these studios and we're storing them in places that are just not reliable. Your hard drive is not reliable. Yeah, I've broken many hard drives. Storing it on your laptop or desktop is not reliable. Yeah, storing it on your iCloud or centralized server is not reliable. Each of these things can be damaged. You can lose access or lose control. You know, how many servers have been hacked? You know, if the owner of the server that you're storing your content on decides to pull the plug, you've lost all your data. And furthermore, it's not just your data, it's your intellectual property. How valuable is that to you? It should be very valuable to you. So you should store that in somewhere that you control. And in an ICP canister, you own that canister. You control that canister. I don't. Just because I've created canister with my team, we have nothing to do with that canister. That is your space, right? Then we want to move up another step to licensing. So now we've protected the storage, the licensing, where you legally protect your copyrights, right? That's a major issue. Now, with our legal documents, with the timestamp on the blockchain, you can prove that ownership, because in the future, you might have a copyright infringement case and you may need to prove when you created that, right? That is there for you. Now you're talking about marketing. Now, a great thing about Web3 social media is that the platforms are controlled by the people, right? At the moment, you could have your whole following on Instagram, on Twitter, yeah, 1 million followers, where you monetize. They're your fans. They're the people that buy your stuff. What happens if you have a centralized issue where you're pulled off of every platform? How much times has that happened? I can guarantee you that most of these artists that have been pulled off of these Web 2 platforms, not everybody agreed. It was not a consensus. It was not a global consensus. It may have just been a small community, it may have just been a company that has so much power to draw down your whole account. So then you lose all of your following. On Web3, that doesn't happen, especially if it's a DAO. There has to be a consensus. There has to be a vote, right?
That's true.
Therefore, now your following is protected by you being on a Web3 platform. When you build a following, you can be confident that the whole community is going to have to be against you, for anything to really happen. For your account to be taken down off of a Web3 platform, everybody has to vote against you, and you must have done something, in that sense.
You got to be really hated in order to get to that point.
You know what I mean?
And I agree with you, because with these companies, Web2 companies, there's a small group of shareholders, and there's a small group of really loud people that have a lot of say in who goes. And I'm not going to mention some of these influencers, but many influencers, they got knocked out of YouTube. knocked out of Instagram, knocked out of Facebook. Well, what happens to their content? Like, what happens to their follower base? What happens to all that work that they put in order to build that community? It's just gone, right? And some people go and build their own website or something like that. Well, what happens when the payment processors block you? You can no longer receive payment. And what happens when the domain people block you? You can no longer have domain. In the world, there's this small quantity of people that can just block you and deny access from your intellectual property and from earning money. And that's not right. And I think that's the whole ethos behind crypto, is that no, we're not going to let these people stop us. But with Web3, we're still going to have some control, but the control is in the hands of the people. And without, encouraging or giving financial advice to buy or not buy or anything, I personally, most of my ICP is staked, and the reason, of course, is because my long term view or whatever. But the reason is because I view it as buying votes for the future of the internet, right? Whenever these issues arise in the future where somebody, wants to be banned or something, I know that I'm going to have a say as a small person into whether that happens or not, and not just some guy, some big corporate guy or something like that. Like, I can say, no, this guy, it's not that bad, he can stay and stuff like that. And when you buy DAO ownerships also of the smaller ones, so not just the NNS as a whole, but the smaller ones, then you're the one that controls that. You're the first checkpoint. The DAO owners, not just these big people who get IPOs and you have to spend millions and millions of dollars. I would like to imagine the internet as a place where some guy who invested $5, yeah, that one time, can have a say in how things go. Users can have a say in how things go, not just large corporate entities. So I think that's super important. And I really like your answer, Barry. So thank you for that. One thing really quick, guys, I'm reading your questions on the YouTube. That's fantastic. In order to, for the giveaways, in order for it not to be very hard, if you can go ahead and also post your questions on the Twitter link, I'll make sure to scroll right now and go all the way to the newest one so I can get one more that's a little bit new. But go and write it on the Twitter, on the comments, write it there. So then I can just DM you and make sure it's not some other guy trying to take your prize. So thank you for those answers, Barry. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about the nature of the partnership with InfinitySwap and how the Bitfinity wallet is the only wallet integrated as it's the de facto wallet. So I'll talk about the partnership, and go ahead and I want you to tell us a little bit too.
Sure. So fantastic partnership with InfinitySwap. Heavy marketing involved. We've done a few blogs already. Now, we're live on YouTube. From a technical standpoint, Bitfinity wallet is one of the wallets that you can connect to CaniPlay. So as I explained earlier on, you can vote to what is played live on air via CaniPlay, the world's first NFT broadcast station. And you can also win prizes, receive random airdrops. You can get more involved by connecting your wallet. So by connecting your Bitfinity wallet, that may allow you to receive an airdrop, receive an NFT. We're going to be collaborating with quite a few projects on the IC. Because it is a broadcasting station, we will have podcasts on there. We will have advertisements from the ecosystem, other apps coming. It will be that point of advertisement and content on the IC. So no doubts about it, we'll be getting tokens, we'll be getting NFTs from other projects. So the way to receive them would be to download your Bitfinity wallet and connect that to CaniPlay. So amazing stuff coming in the future.
All right, awesome, guys. And I'm on my phone reading to see those latest questions. I'm seeing it on YouTube. Keep commenting on YouTube. That helps the algorithm. So thank you. But go ahead and comment your questions also on the Twitter post where we're promoting the giveaway, so I can read them from there and make sure to get one of the most latest questions that's going on right now. So I'll look at it. If it says a couple of minutes, I'll give that priority since I already picked two of the ones that were placed previously. So I think that's good with our partnership. Also, I just started with content creation with InfinitySwap, but I'm glad that we can help market and get these products out there so people can know about it. So you have our full support with video, you have our full support with Twitter, our full support with also our writing blogs and all of that. So we're here to help. And if any other projects would like to participate, you can message Daniel. I think his the Twitter is ICP Fan 8, and he will help you with that. So let's go to the next question. CaniPlay is just one area of the product suite. So I know you mentioned some of the other products, but what else is coming, and what does each release bring?
Most definitely. So, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the DeFinity Foundation. We got awarded a grant to actually complete the development of CaniPlay. So, thumbs up to the team. We'll be releasing 2 alphas right now. CaniStore, CaniPlay. I've mentioned pretty much what both of them are. One is your storage licensing, and it's a social media platform. The other is a broadcasting station, which is the world's first NFT broadcast station. So we'll be broadcasting NFTs 24/7. What does that mean for the community? Well, for the community, it means that you can get involved. You can get in touch directly with the creators. You can help the creators build. You can support the creators by voting for their track to be broadcasted live. Yeah, there will always be something being broadcasted live. What is next on CaniPlay would be the second track on the playlist. To get it to number 2, you need to vote it up or vote it down, right? So it allows you to really get involved and control what you're listening to instead of being force-fed the same music on the hour every hour.
I agree. I think some of the songs that become famous is because we just listen to them so many times that you just get used to it. And that's one of the reasons that I also use Web2, right? I'm not only Web3. So on YouTube Premium, I get sometimes new songs and stuff like that. But even the Web2 apps nowadays, they're playing the same things. It's almost just like radio. I go on YouTube, and it's like the algorithm knows what I like, and then it just plays me that same thing like again and again and again. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. Like, I like listening to songs over and over again if I like them, but I don't want to do that like all the time, like over and over. So so I am glad we're seeing this on Web3. So the next question is, can we get a roadmap of sorts?
Sure. So I'm pretty fluid, but I can tell you what's going to happen over the next few weeks, right? We'll be releasing a project with an established artist. So we're going to be releasing music with the community, and we're going to allow the community to earn with the artist. So the more you support the artist is the more you will earn from their streams, from their music video streams, from their audio streams, from Spotify, Apple. You can get involved and own the music with an established creator. So we'll be running that proof of concept in the next couple of weeks. The artist is currently now in the studio because it's going to be new music specifically for this project. So that's amazing. We also got the 2 alphas coming. We're literally in the last phases of development. CaniStore is pretty much complete. What's happening now is we're changing the UI. So we had the UI because we've been building it for a while. I felt that it was quite outdated. Some of the feedback we were having as well from the community, because we build with the community, they would have liked to have seen a more up-to-date UI, something that's 2023. So we're implementing that now. That'll probably take a week or so to complete. CaniPlay, we're on the last milestone right now, which is literally giving you the ability to connect your wallet to the broadcast station. The broadcast station is built. I've sent music from my CaniStore app. So what I've done as a test is I've uploaded my music to my mobile via my mobile to CaniStore, had it in my CaniStore account, and then I've sent my music over to the broadcast station, and I've seen it land into the playlist queued to be played. All right, so that was a very exciting time, I must say, for the team. Now we're just doing the last phase where we are doing the back end stuff and the front end stuff regarding connecting the wallets. Once that's done, both apps will be out at the same time. Well, CaniPlay is actually a desktop web. It's a web desktop web page, Web3 page. CaniStore is a mobile app. So we want to actually release them both at the same time. So that's all happening over the next few weeks. So look forward to that. From then, just to add to that, so with CaniStore, we'll be onboarding 500 creators. All right, 500 at a time. What we want to do, we don't want to onboard too much creators. We want to make sure that we're stable by onboarding about 500 creators. Then, once we feel that we're stable, then we will onboard another 500 and then, another 1,000 and slowly build up. We're not in no rush to onboard 100,000 users. We want to ensure that we're stable and we're ready to hold that amount of traffic. But CaniPlay, the world can tune into that straight away.
All right, good. That's awesome. I actually had some questions of my own, and then I selected some more Twitter questions. So guys, make sure I'm reading the YouTube ones, and I'm also going to ask him a lot of YouTube ones. But for selecting the giveaway, I also want to see them on Twitter. One thing very quick, we are one user away from 600 subscribers. So go share, comment, click the notification, like everything. Go and share it on Twitter, social media, so we can get that last one we're missing to get to 600, and there might be some sort of special price or something. But here's my question that I wanted to ask. So let's say I make this ICP rap song, which, by the way, maybe I can even show you guys a little bit. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me I have the soundtrack already. I bought this soundtrack a while back. Let me I might be able to give me like 30 seconds, because this would be really cool to show you, because I would love to have it on CaniStore. But let me ask you my question first. If I do that, I can sell that song to investors in a way, and I might not be using the correct vocabulary here, but sell that song to investors that can buy it as an NFT. When that song takes off and becomes famous, these same people, just normal average people that invested in my song, are going to not only be able to enjoy it, like when you download a song from the App Store, but they will be able to profit or take ownership in the gains of that song, because they own that digital copyright, or not digital copyright, that non-fungible token. Am I getting this correctly, Barry?
Right. So that function that you're describing is actually a function called the community label. Right. The community label, as you said, allows people to invest in you and earn. Right. So that's going to be something that's going to come next, maybe in a few months, in that sense, because there's legalities behind doing things like that. So we want to make sure that we're quite stable before we release the function for everybody else to do it. What I mentioned earlier is that we're actually doing a test run, which does include legal advice and and some legal paperwork in that sense. So we'll be doing that as a test run. Other than that, so you just pointed something out to me, that you said you bought the soundtrack, right? So what you probably mean is that you licensed the instrumental. Am I correct? Yeah.
Oops.
So
Oh, I didn't took the move. Yes, I did. So I got this ad about 2 years ago from this producer, and he was like, buy licensing for all of these beats, for like, it was a small fee, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, all of those beats for like $15.99. So I bought it. It was like a Facebook ad, and I still have them. I've been having those for like 2 years, and one of them I thought was pretty cool. But that's what I did.
So that's a perfect example of what you would do on the CaniStore app. you would license content. So you have producers that, you know, are licensing their content to different individuals. Now, there was probably an option of different licenses that you could have got, you know, which would be maybe a lease, which is non-exclusive, you know, meaning that that producer can lease that song as much times as he wants, you know. Then there's exclusive agreements where it's a one-off. Once you know, have signed over that exclusive agreement, that producer can then not license it to somebody else. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because, you know, it is one of the main functions of CaniStore, which is licensing. Because when I mention licensing, a lot of people don't understand what I mean, you know. And it is licensing. It controls the usage, and, you know, vocalists, rappers licensing the instrumental to vocal is one use case of many.
Well, I think that's fantastic. If you guys want to, or if it's okay with you, Barry, I would like to share the track. But if not, we'll leave that for a future time. But I think that's fantastic. There's one more question that I picked from Twitter. That was somebody that just went from YouTube, and this is by NFT Hunter. His question is, do you allow suggestions and feedback from the community? Are we allowed in decision making? Do you put community into consideration?
Sure. So you'd have to join our Discord right now. So if you draw the CaniStore community Discord, get involved there. We have, for example, a Club 888 channel. So they're the holders of the Revolutio NFT by P2J. And that they have like the main say, right, of what happens. They have the main suggestions. But across our Discord channel, we do, you know, welcome suggestions. We do listen to the community. You guys got to keep in mind that we are building a DAO. You know, we'll be connecting to the SNS very soon, meaning that we'll be handing over control to the community very soon. So it's very important that we have that attitude from the outset. Yeah. It's very important that we listen to the community. It's very important that, you know, we receive feedback and understand what the community need in that sense.
I think that's fantastic that you take a community. And guys, that's what Web3 is about, right? It's about community owned, not just community like any random person, but people who actually have stake, whether it be people who were there from the beginning, people who purchased the NFT and stuff like that. So Barry, what do you think? Do you think I should show you guys the soundtrack, or nah, leave that for some other time?
Bring it on, man. Show us.
All right, let me know if you can hear the audio. By the way, guys, Aaron Bremster is not in this album. I had a thumbnail from something else, and for some reason it popped on there. So this is not an album drop or anything. Barry, let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, it doesn't have audio. No, let me see. I don't know if there's a way to get it. Let me see. Let me try it again. Do you hear that?
No, not on my end. No.
What about that? Can you hear it a little bit?
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit now.
Okay, let me raise that. Hold on. A little bit.
Yes.
I got my ICP. I rocking my rock. Oh, no, hold on. I got my ICP. I rocking my rock. I rock my NFT. I got my NFT. I rocking my watching. I rocking my tee. I got my NFT. I rocking my shirt and I rocking my tee. I get like a juggalo, and something. I don't know. I got I got nervous.
Okay, nice,
But
nice,
it goes something like that. It's about owning ICP. So latest album, hot drop. Let me get that out. Definitely not featuring Aaron. His thumbnail just popped on there, but that's cool. I mean, even stuff like that, it might be, you know, half a joke, and just because I made a Twitter post, but I'm glad that I can publish it somewhere in 30 seconds.
Of course, and get that broadcasted, via CaniPlay. Throw that in the playlist, and yeah, just have that streamed, broadcasted to the world. Literally, I've got some ICP bars as well coming. Something I thought about for a while. I'm gonna have some fun with it, and this is what I welcome. I welcome, the community to really get involved and have some fun. Just like yourself, you wrote some raps. Like, everybody start writing some raps, some songs, and it's not just all about the tech. Waiting for apps to be released and stuff like that. Let's just really have some fun. Let's share each other's content, etc.
Okay. Wow, my puppy's crying. I apologize for that. But yeah. So with whoops. Give me one. All right, guys. So really quick, I want to say thank you for joining us. I've done a lot of reading on Can I Store and all of the apps. Give me 1 second. I don't know why she's crying. I just got a new puppy yesterday, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, she's probably hungry. I'll give her some food. But thank you so much for joining us, Barry. I know one thing is reading like articles and reading like Discord or publishing and stuff like that, and it's a totally different thing having you here answering questions that people can ask you. And some of the questions, like some of my questions, might be kind of dumb or something, but you take the time and you're present here. So I always like to see projects that are involved in the community are hearing what the people have to say. Will listen to my soundtrack, will listen to my track and give me some good commentary on it. So I thank you for that, guys. Let's go ahead and take if you still have time, Barry. Let's take like maybe two more questions. And any last things you would like to say, Barry? I know I have like two more questions here on our interview. Anything else, Barry?
Just rock on. I'm bringing more questions in. I love it. Totally love it. I ain't going anywhere. I'm still recovering from my birthday. I'm not sure if you've noticed. Still in
No,
recovery.
you look fantastic. You look young and sharp. We have more questions from NFT Hunter right now. So I already selected you, NFT Hunter. So congratulations, you won that giveaway. I'll DM you in a little bit. I screenshotted all the guys who got selected. What is your main focus right now? Are you focused on the community or the market exchange, or the products? So community, market, or products. What is the main focus?
The main focus right now is the product, right? We have to have the product, because without the product, the community lose faith. We've been building for quite a long time now, and our community have seen us build, rebuild, then build again. We're building on a new blockchain, a brand new blockchain. So things are not always straightforward. We've had to, when I mean by build and then build again, we've had to rebuild our backend quite a few times, because new solutions have, come to light, which makes sense to build in a certain way. It's almost like the builders on ICP right now, we are all building out the standard. We are taking the L's at the moment right now, and testing things out, and essentially building that blueprint. So the focus right now is the product. Focus is always on the community, no doubt about it. With the community, we're nothing, but without the product, we've got nothing.
All right, that's an excellent answer. So I have two more questions for you from our side. Are you excited to work with InfinitySwap, and will you be using our guest publication features to take the opportunity to use this as a community value add? So will you be using our publication feature?
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Like, this collaboration has been dope so far. You guys should be able to see that on Twitter, all over Twitter right now at this present moment in time. You guys have an awesome team. Shout outs to Daniel as well. He's amazing. He's on the ball. And yeah, I've had an amazing experience so far. And the chats that I've had, on the back end with you guys, we've got exciting things coming. So I'd say stay tuned, and see what's about to come.
All right, fantastic, good. Well, again, Barry, thank you for joining us. Like I said, I hope you do use the guest publication feature, but I always love having the person in person answering the questions live, really taking the time to be with the community. That's always, to me, that's very important. So thank you for joining us, Barry. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, if you haven't done so, click that like, notification bell, subscribe, comment, share on social media, help us grow, help get the word out, not only about ICP and InfinitySwap, but get the word out about all of these Web3 really amazing projects that are getting out there. This one being one of them. So guys, go follow all of the links below. I've said I put up Barry's Twitter where you can follow him. I'll also play any other links that you share with me, Barry, that you would like share in the description. I'll post them there as well. So thank you guys for joining us, and catch you guys next.